Hey, I'm Kendra, and welcome to this episode of Around the Clock. There is a recent video of a mom going out on the ice during her son's hockey game to stop the fight. Is this appropriate? Today we are discussing, should kids fight their own battles or should you intervene? In this video, you're putting your son into hockey. Hockey is the only sport where you're allowed to fight. So this is a little bit touchy on my side. I'm like, why are you gonna put your son into hockey? I mean, you're allowed to fight. This is the only sport where you're allowed to fight.
Are they allowed to fight?
They are. Yes, they are.
It's a hockey game, so there's a lot of activity and action there. But for myself, I have wanted to get out of the stands and go onto the court for my son's basketball game and even my husband's basketball game. And they both have threatened me and dared me not to do it and would have had a fit had I done it. But I know that feeling of wanting to go out there to protect your child. But at the same time, it could be doing more harm than anything if the mom goes to the field or the court to stand up for your child, because your child will hear about it forever.
It depends their age, it really does. And we know when they're older, I think when they're older, you got to allow them to, I feel like fight and kind of figure it out themselves. If my son is on the playground, my son's 2.5, if he's on the playground and he gets into it with another child, I'm going to have to intervene because they don't know yet how to express what they're feeling. And they kind of, I see little Hank, he kind of like raises his hand sometimes. I'm like, wait, and I have to sit him down and talk to him. I'm like, that's not good.
Right. Well, I was raised with my mom. If there was a neighborhood fight or some kid was picking on me, my mother would always say, you better get out there and whoop there, or I'm going to do it here. So,
it depends what kind of fight though, too. Sports and real life are a little different. When it comes to sports, I feel like we got to allow them to kind of, fight. But if it gets to a certain extent, we do have to intervene.
But I think there's a time and a place for all of that. Of course, we want to protect our children, but they do have to learn to protect themselves.
So it's fair to say, we're basically on the same page when it comes to intervening and allowing them to fight their own battles. So you've heard mine and Tracy's opinion on this. So what's yours? I want to hear about it on the comments below. So subscribe, and I want to hear all about it.
Subscribe now. You'll never believe what our moms will be revealing on the next Around the Clock.